Hey my friend, welcome to your chordal guitar lesson of the week. So if you are like me, you like sad songs. There is nothing wrong with a major song, it can lift up your mood. But there is nothing like a sad song. It's like a satisfying kind of sad. I don't know if you get what I mean, I'm sure you do. So today I ask myself, what is the set of chord? What is the chord relationship that gives me the most that kind of satisfying, sad, soul-touching sadness that I want to get when I listen to a song? And I didn't have to search for too long because it was really clear to me that obviously it's on a minor scale, but it's the first root chord of a minor scale followed by a flat sixth of the same harmonization. So let's say I am in the key of E minor, because that's the best key, right? That would be my root chord, so an E minor chord, followed by a C major chord. So if we look at an E minor scale, if we count it up to the sixth note, so we start on E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this note is a C note, it's on the flat sixth degree, and we build a major chord, and then we have it. And I don't know for you, but if I just take those two chords and I just arpeggiate them, it really does it for me to create that instant vibe of satisfying sadness. Just listen to it. And sometimes we play a major seventh on the C. Sounds beautiful. It sounds beautiful, right? It's just two simple chords that are in the same key, and just with those, you have an extreme potential for melodies, for having a really nice vibe with your song. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loop a simple E minor followed by a C major with arpeggios, and I'm gonna improvise on it, and you will hear how much potential, melodic potential it has. So you hear, this is such a great progression to get this kind of mood that I adore, and I'm sure you do. So just use a regular root chord followed by a flat sixth in a minor key, and this is going to do the trick. I cannot get over this progression. I cannot hear it often enough. And if you're looking for a more epic kind of vibe, you can always play a Picardy third on your root chord. So what is a Picardy third? It means that you are going to take your root chord, in our case E minor, and instead of basing your chord on a minor third interval, so the root note and a minor third, which is in my case is a G, you are going to play a major third interval. So basically we are going to play a E major chord instead of a E minor chord, and all of the rest of the chords of the harmonization are going to stay in minor. It's just the root chord that's going to be swapped for a major chord. So let's say that I would be in a E major key and I would do the same kind of movement, the root chord followed by the sixth chord of the harmonization. It would sound like this. So that would be C sharp minor. I don't know for you, but it does it a little bit less for me. It doesn't strike a chord emotionally. It's just a good progression in a major key, but it doesn't move me as much, this progression. But if you still keep that E major chord here, but instead of playing the C sharp minor, you keep that same C major chord from the minor version, this is going to sound way more epic. It sounds epic because of that G sharp note here, the major third interval that shouldn't be there. It should be a G natural, right? But the G natural is still on the C chord. So you get that moving chromatic movement. G sharp, G natural, G sharp, G natural, and this is what makes it sound epic, so it's an alternative. So now I'm gonna play an arpeggio of those two chords again, and I'm gonna improvise in an E minor scale, but as soon as the Picardy third arrives, so as soon as the E major chord is being played, I will try to highlight the G sharp note, the major third interval. You will see. So you hear how I changed that little that little G sharp to G natural over again is really an epic and sometimes really progressive rock kind of sound. So here are your two alternatives. You can play the regular minor version to really get that satisfying sadness like I said, or if you play a major chord instead, it will sound more epic. So just before I leave you, I want you to practice on those kinds of progression. So I'm gonna leave the arpeggiated versions of the background music I played, and I want you to practice on it. So on the first version, the E minor followed by C, you only have to improvise in an E minor scale. And then if you play over the one that has the Picardy third, so the E major followed by C, you really have to once again play in an E minor scale, but highlight that little major third when there is an E major chord, and then you revert back to the regular G natural. So have fun improvising. I hope this lesson was helpful to you, and we will see each other very soon. Until next time, au revoir.